Hello, welcome to You Haven't Blanked That. I'm Forrest.
And this is Jimmy. Hey, Forrest.
Hey, Jimmy.
So this week we watched, for John Carpenter month, a little movie called The Fog. An unearthly fog rolls into a small coastal town exactly 100 years after the ship mysteriously sank in its waters.
That's funny because they do shank.
They do shank. The Fog. What do you think of it?
I really like the beginning of it. The end kind of dragged a bit for me.
The middle part or the end?
Like the middle drags a bit.
Yeah, a little bit, because like they introduce the fog, then it's like maybe like 40 minutes of like daytime, and then it jumps back into the evening for the celebration.
Yeah,
but so this movie, like, I remember it creeping me the F out when I was younger.
Okay.
So I remember, like,
I mean, I can see that. It's not
it's not scary.
It's not scary. It's just a creepy ghost story.
It's a creepy ghost story. And so I do know one thing about this film. In the beginning, that having all the kids sitting around the fire and the guy telling that story about
who wants some s'mores.
Yeah, so that was just added because the story is already kind of short in general.
It's like a 77-minute movie. It's short. It's super short.
So when they filmed it, it was a little too short, and so they added stuff to pad it for time. So they added that portion, which I think makes the film even better.
Yeah, no, I like that whole part. I mean, and obviously they had the whole, like, oh, I was talking to him at night.
Yeah.
When she was when she was doing the witching hour.
But yeah, I do like the fact that, like, I remember, like,
because was he aiming for like a PG-13 PG? Because it's not. I don't know why this is rated R.
Yeah,
I think if it came out now,
because there was no PG-13, it was just
Oh, that's right, there was no in between. So do you think So then do you think
this would have been a PG-13 easy?
So do you think this would have been like a reverse Temple of Doom then? Because Temple of Doom was PG, but
it should have been an R.
Well, here's the thing.
It should have been PG. Both of them should have been PG-13.
Well, and that's the
but
thing.
Yeah, one's way more.
Like Temple of Doom, there was no PG-13.
Yeah.
It was this PG and R.
Yeah.
And that's why Spielberg helped. Spielberg helped make PG-13.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah.
So it was him. Was it because his drawback for?
Well, because
for Raiders or for
no, Raiders is fine. Raiders is PG.
Yeah.
But Temple of Doom was pretty fucking dark.
Yeah, it was.
And they were both going through divorces. That's why that movie's fucking dark as shit.
Oh yeah, that explains a lot.
That's why that movie's dark as shit.
So what was the movie that? Do you know that?
It was Raiders. It was Temple of Doom.
Temple of Doom was the one where, like,
Temple of Doom where they were like, well, it's not rated R, but it's not PG.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom was that. So it's one of those, like, technically it should be PG-13, but it's not. Let me see.
Because this one, like, should have just been PG. But it's I guess where I know where they're coming from, because it's scary. It's scary for children, so they're like, oh, let's just push it to R.
What do you think the first PG-13 movie was? And when do you think it was released?
I'm going to say 87?
84.
84. Mm-hmm. Was it Clash of the Titans? No, that was 80.
That was 80, and despite there being a titty in that movie's PG.
Yeah. 84. What movie came out in 84? I don't know. What is it?
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn?
Is the first PG-13 movie. I thought that Red Dawn was rated R.
Yeah.
But I think with all the teenage kids in it, I think they made it PG-13. I'm going to throw it out there. I've never blanked Red Dawn.
Really? I haven't seen it either. I've seen bits of it, but I've seen the newer one.
That was the newer one.
It's crappy. It's not crappy. It's no, I stick by it. It's crappy. I don't like it. But with the fog, I liked it. I remember watching it a while. Like I was young when I watched it, and it was one of those where it's like, oh, it's Halloween. Let's watch scary stuff, and that one kind of creeped me out. But like, luckily for me, I had there was that dull time in the middle.
Yeah, but why did that? Okay.
I liked it because it was easier for me to be like, okay, cool, I can catch my breath before.
It's not like, okay, so that's what I was about to ask you, like, why was this one not scary, but Leatherface was?
That was terrifying, but that was my brothers and sisters wanting to watch it.
Do you know there's a video game?
For
Texas Chainsaw Massacre video game?
I don't even like saying the words around my phone because it's going to hear it. Like, you want to listen to this?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Go on.
I'm gonna start doing that to your shit. I didn't know that. I didn't think about that. Like I didn't think to say like Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, shut up!
Like 5 times rapid fire Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Anyways,
and that who would do that? Like I didn't. Like I feel bad for your mom's iPad because this is what we fucking record it with.
Oh jeez.
But no, there's a game. And you're walking around the farm, and you're trying to get out of the farm.
Nope.
Oh, dude, I know you can't. I would love for you to watch it, because even me watching the game, I'm like, get the fuck out of there! Get the fuck out!
Yeah.
No, you'll fall into that pit, and he'll just be down there, and he'll be waiting for you.
Dude, that Evil Dead game is just as bad, dude.
That Evil Dead game.
I freak out.
Fantastic. Yeah. Have you played the one-player levels yet?
No, nobody's online to play the.
Well, no one plays it online anymore, but there's one-player levels. There's like single-player.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, this one.
The multiplayer on that was fucking fun though.
I'm sure it was. I just no one's on to play, so I've never played it.
Yeah, and it's good Ghost Pirates.
Yeah, and I think it works out really well. So this movie,
Scooby-Doo the movie.
Carpenter was actually thinking about having this be like an anthology.
Of the Fog?
Of the Fog. But have the Fog bring in different like monsters or
each time you bring a new monster?
Like a new thing.
Well, he's got a thing with anthologies because that was what I wonder if this was supposed to be part of the Halloween movies then. Because that's what he wanted.
It has that kind of same feel to it too. I mean, very ghosty.
But like that's what he wanted. He wanted the Halloween movies to be an anthology. That's why the third movie is that thing with the masks, and it's you know what I mean. Have you ever seen 3?
I've seen 3.
Yeah, that's why 3 is that thing with the masks. He wanted that. He didn't want to do a sequel. Like he didn't want Halloween 2 to be a sequel. He didn't want there to be a sequel to the Michael Myers thing. He just wanted it to be. An anthology. Yeah. So he wanted that. That's what he wanted Halloween 2 to be, I think.
Oh, okay. But yeah, like with this one, he was talking about how like he wanted like just people just have different like the Fog bringing in different things. So like the fog itself is its own like what's it gonna bring this time? You know what I mean?
That I don't like that gimmick.
Okay.
Because is it gonna be in different towns each time?
Because it would have been like the Mist.
Or is it gonna be the one?
Because the Mist like brings in like the Mist comes in and rolls in with its whatever.
Yeah, but like that was. The Fog and the Mist are specific to those areas for what was happening in the area. Like, the Fog was like, oh, these ghost pirates are going to come in and knock on their doors with their fucking hook hands. And do their thing.
Yeah.
And the Mist was like, what was the thing? The Mist was, it was the whole...
Dimensions
and everything, right? Like that... I don't like that this would have been an anthology.
Okay. I thought it would have been fun, but like, yeah, I was thinking like it'd be weird, like if it's different ghosts coming in, like oh my god,
was it going to be the same town with the Fog or a new town with the Fog?
New area.
I still don't even like that.
Yeah. But I thought this was good, like for a good like Halloweeny like spooks tale, and like I like how the only time you see the ghost is at the very very end, or like towards the end, not because like it's the one where like the mom's on top of like the tower, and then like. Did that get you at all? Because even when I rewatched it, I'm like, it got me again. I'm like, fucker.
Fighting on the tower?
And then like you see like the silhouette barely visible behind the woman, and you're like, oh shit, I forgot about that fucker. And he stabs her like in the shoulder, and then like, then she's like stabbing the guy with the hook, and then like the guy like looks over, and then it pans, and you see his green face with the worms coming out. I'm like, yeah. And then, because all the ghosts really wanted was just his gold. They just wanted his gold back.
He had to kill 6 people.
They wanted his gold back.
and they had to kill 6 people.
Yeah, which they ended up doing. So
I know. I like that.
Yeah.
Ending was. It was like, oh, I wonder why they didn't get number 5. Why they only got 5 of us.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, sliced them right in half.
Dead.
Yeah. But yeah, no, this is I feel like it's still a good story. I like it. I wasn't scared watching it this time around. I was very like, okay,
you know what?
Cool.
It's too much exposition in the middle there. Now I didn't see. Did you ever see the remake?
No.
The remake is supposed to be fucking horrible.
Oh really?
Yeah, I remember.
The
I was hanging out
really
with somebody, and she was like, "Oh, she was asking if I had ever seen this, and I hadn't. This is how long ago I was told to watch this movie, like 15, 20 years ago."
Yeah, no, this one I thought was good. Like this time around, I'm like, okay, cool. I appreciated the acting way more this round. And I'm like, okay,
it's your typical John Carpenter acting. Like he doesn't. I don't think he gets. He doesn't get great performances out of anybody unless they're exaggerated.
Yeah. When she's screaming over like the radio, like, "Save my son! This is my address."
Yeah. Yeah, but like, just I think there's too much exposition in the middle of this movie.
Yeah. I see.
For as fast as that first
this story,
for as fast as that first 20 minutes moved.
Yeah.
I was really bummed how slow it gets in the middle right
yeah.
there. But I think they probably did. I mean, given how short it is, they probably did that on purpose.
Yeah, they had it padded for time.
They had it and everything. Yeah.
So, but I feel like this movie, I liked it. I still think it's good, but I feel like it would have been more better if it was just like a special TV movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just like get like an hour with, and then you're perfect. Anything more than an hour, I feel like you're starting to drag it out.
But you can do that.
It's just a simple ghost story too. Is what you're doing. But you can do that
better also though, because look at Duel.
That's true.
Duel was a TV movie that they added some scenes to, and they, it eventually. I don't think it got eventually released, but they added more scenes to it, so it wasn't just a TV movie.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do that with this. And Duel doesn't, and I don't think Duel drags.
Yeah, I think maybe if they would have, the problem is budget issues, but if they would have shown the pirate ship, and shown the murder, you know what I mean? I felt like that would have been way better than
the remake does that, but the remake just didn't do it well.
Yeah. Because I think that would have been better if they would have swapped the middle long scenes between the day, what's going on, interaction with everybody. Swap that with that sequence. It would probably be a better film, but with the budget they had, I'm assuming it's short because there's nothing in this movie that's over the top that looks like it would have cost too much. But the fog was great. I thought the blue illumination of it made it super creepy on the water, and then you're like, that's cool.
I mean, it looks cool.
It visually, I like it. Story wise, I love a really kind of good spooky ghost story, and this one's a creepy one. And then I just like the charm of it. Every 100 years is what happens. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. But
there's not much to talk about this movie though. You know what I mean? There's really, she just works at the radio station. They find out this tale. But do you think the ghosts are the ones who pushed the brick to fall in the church in the beginning?
Well, they were doing that whole shaking everything.
Yeah, but then the brick fell down, and that's how the priest found the journal to find out that they murdered the people to steal their gold for the town. And you're like, okay, cool. Now you get why the ghosts are angry and why they're coming after them.
I mean, because they were shaking shit.
Yeah.
And yes and no. Do I think a ghost went in and was like, hey,
hey, everyone's gonna die pretty soon. I forgot to tell everybody.
We're gonna get you.
Yeah.
But it was all right.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best.
It still freaks me out. I jumped at a couple places in this film. The little kid was a little bitch. The babysitter's like, go to your room. He goes, no, I want to see who it is. I'm like, you're gonna see this woman die in front of your face with the little boy, and then
and then she fucking dies.
Yeah, and then she dies, and then the
number 3.
Yeah, but it was, I liked it. And I do like the cutaways that they did, because there's tons of them. Where as one character's talking, they immediately cut into what the other character's doing elsewhere.
And it's so weird because the beginning, the way that movie unfolds and just kind of jumps around a bit, and how you learn about all your characters.
Yeah.
I like how it unfolds. I like how it, and then you just get to the inciting incident, and it's just
Yeah, and then it's just lull.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I get it, because even now, but like, as a child, like, as a kid, I was watching it, I'm like, thank God this is here. Yeah, because I was like, I was recouping from my fear, and then it gets into, like, chaotic towards the end.
Ghost pirates?
Yeah.
You're afraid of ghost pirates?
Yeah, dude.
Aren't you?
They have hooks.
Aren't you?
Aren't you? But yeah, no, watching it now, I appreciate it a little bit more, but it's not as scary as I remembered it.
No, it wasn't that scary. Emily was just like, all right. I really like John Carpenter movies, though. I'm learning.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't know. She'll just like this. She watched all these with me.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna show her Big Trouble in Little China next.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
But yeah, so she's kind of into John Carpenter movies.
Yeah, look, his storytelling is good. I like it. This one, I feel like he kind of shot himself in the foot a little bit, just because the story that I guess he originally had was a little too short for a film.
Yeah, I mean,
he just
they had to pad it too much, and it's
so it kind of drew it out way too long. But even if you cut that scenes in the middle, like it's a quick story. It's a really quick story.
If you're going to template this movie, you should have templated it with Jaws.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like rather than focusing on the town, I felt like they should have focused more on the docks.
No.
More like the dock workers.
But it's still the town. You can still space that movie out by a few days and kind of do that. But who knows? Maybe there was a budget thing. Who knows what it was? But you can template that off of Jaws, and I don't know. But then you don't get the weird like shit happening, like all this shit shaking. And,
so how are you with like ghost films?
What do you mean like ghost films?
Like ghost stories,
like the Ghost and Mrs. Murr type stories,
like the ghost, like, because like obviously these are like pirate ghosts, but what about like Ghost Ship? Have you ever seen that?
Oh, I haven't seen Ghost Ship.
No, really? That's a good one.
I haven't blanked that.
Okay. I don't know, like.
Like what? Like what are you talking about? Like
13 Ghosts. It's another ghost movie.
The original or the fucking
the one in the 90s?
one with Monk.
The what?
Monk's in that.
Yeah, he is in that.
Monk's the dad in that.
Yeah.
I've seen parts of it.
You haven't seen that either?
No.
God damn it, dude. All right, we're putting these on the list.
But
there's also like because in my mind I was just kind of going over like what the fog could have been for the other anthology films. Mm-hmm. So I know like going off of like all the paranormal stuff that I read and I look up, there is a huge amount of issues with like fogs, with like slipping through time with fogs.
Okay.
So like there's an incident where there's a couple was driving down the road, and then a heavy fog bank came in, and they drove through it thinking, oh, okay, well, it's just fogs. But as they were going through the fog, it just never ended, and they were driving for like what they were saying was like hours, and they never got out of the fog. But the road just kind of looked the same every time they were just going down the road, until they noticed a silver shiny thing kind of just blink in and out, and they didn't know what it was, so they kind of like drove closer to it and then pulled off next to it to see what it was. And they said that when they got out, it was still foggy, but not as thick that you couldn't see what was going on. But they saw a silver like thing, like an egg, just sitting on the side of the road. And so when they went to go look at it and touched the silver object, it became translucent. And when it became translucent, they saw this hairy thing inside the egg, looking at them, completely terrified, not knowing what to do. And then they freaked out, got in their car, and they drove. And as they were driving, the fog bank broke, and they were able to get out. But they weren't far from where they originally where they crossed the fog.
After driving for like 3 hours.
And then they were like, well, what the fuck's going on? But then they were saying that like whatever they were happening within the fog, it seemed like that other thing that was in the fog also got stuck in the fog. And they happen to be in the same like space, terrified of each other because they don't recognize each other, and then like that goes on. But also like there's a bunch of time slips that happens when people go into fogs. They go like back like hundreds of years or like even older, and seeing things that were in that same area at a different time, and then them coming back later on, or if at all.
Yeah.
But that's also like maybe another concept he could have worked in. But there's all these like creepy aspects like fog phenomenon that you could have like. I feel like they could have made a different story, but like I see like maybe 3 stories you could do with fog, and after that you're just kind of like
3, yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
We ask a question each week.
We do. Corey.
Yes.
Where would Corey Feldman
You
be?
just put him as the kid.
Really? I figured the Feld dog would be
I'm gonna be honest. I'm surprised he's not the kid in this movie.
Yeah, but I figured the priest would be better.
Oh, you want the Feld dog as the priest?
Yeah, right?
Not Hal Holbrook, dude. Hal Holbrook's a fucking...
Well, his beginning where he's all drunk, and then the guy comes in when they come into the church for safety at that Beacon Church. He's like, and then like he goes, "Give me that," and takes this fucking like bottle of booze and smashes against like the chair. But I don't know. I feel like Corey would have been good holding that cross against that ghost pirate with his red eyes. Yeah, it would have been good. I would have. Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Forrest.
What are you blanking this week?
Oh, man. The shows that I have been watching are countless and wonderful.
So nothing?
No, not really nothing. What have you been blinking?
They started putting on Homicide Life on the Streets.
Oh, okay.
On Peacock, which is kind of like... if The Wire is punk rock, then Homicide Life on the Streets is Iggy and the Stooges.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is it just like is it a acting show or is it just like
No, it's an active show.
Okay.
It's an acting show. So it's you know how Richard Belzer played John Munch throughout all that time on Law & Order. This is where that character started, was in Homicide Life on the Streets.
Oh.
And he just kept playing that character for fucking ever. But it's pretty much the guy who did The Wire, who wrote David Simon, had written the book Homicide Life on the Streets, and it tells you about all the murder. It's like the murder detectives, essentially, for the Baltimore PD, and how they worked and stuff. The books, I've only gotten through like parts of the books. Every time I get it, shit gets busy, and I never get to finish it.
Yeah.
So I've only gone through the book. I've only been through like the first 50 pages of the book, but it's really good. And then this show, I'm about through the first season of it. And then it's so weird because, okay, so the other show we're watching right now is Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay, yeah, with the Adam...
With the Andy Samberg,
yeah.
So the guy who plays Captain Holt...
Yes.
...is a detective on Homicide.
Oh, that's cool.
He's younger. It's 25, 30 years old, old at that point. And so it's weird going from this, where he's all serious, to watching... Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
And so it's like this big like jump in between.
Oh, I know I've been watching. I started a show. I haven't finished it.
What's that?
Crazy Chimp.
Oh, Chimp Crazy.
Chimp Crazy.
I've heard about that. Are you watching it off of mine?
No.
Because somebody is.
No, I have my own.
That's right.
But holy crap, I did not expect it to be as wacky. But it's the same guy as the director for Tiger King.
Oh, see, this is the they're talking about it on Howard because Baba Booey likes it.
Yeah.
And
so here's one thing I'm going to tell you, which won me over. Like, oh, I'm going to watch this show.
You don't feel bad for the monkeys that are locked up in this fucking.
You do. You feel like it's a lot of. You feel a lot
because they're like, oh yeah, it's
but
like
at one
human,
point,
but you wouldn't keep a human locked up in a fucking cage.
But hold on, let me say this part. So I'm not spoiling anything here, but there's this woman. She's talking about how she had a baby.
I heard about this.
And then she also had a chimp that was born. And then her husband walks in with her breastfeeding.
Because the chimp was dying. We talked about that on Howard.
And then the husband's just like, that happened. You're like, holy shit. Well, dude, it's good.
So when you watch the movie Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
I want to watch that eventually.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, we need to watch it because throughout that movie she has a monkey and it's based on some thing.
Bubble? Bubbles?
I forgot what the name of the monkey is. But the rumor is that monkey did something for her.
Ugh.
With its mouth.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? They have very powerful mouths. They can peel bananas with their mouths pretty easily.
They can do lots of things, according to the, if you believe the Gilbert Gottfried podcast. I think I watched the Ghibli movie before you.
Which one did you watch?
The Boy and the Heron.
Oh, I wanted to see that so bad.
It's on HBO.
Is it? Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's good. I was just like, I haven't seen this one yet. I was like, I haven't watched enough of them yet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this one looks good. And it's not the movie I thought it was gonna be, because they said it was gonna be this other movie. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'll give this a look. And then it's totally not that movie.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like, oh, we're gonna base it on this book, and I was like, oh, I'll listen to this book. And then the book kind of plays a part in it. Like, there's some parts from it, and he kind of based a lot of it on his life and things.
Yeah.
But the actual like story is nowhere near that book.
Oh, okay.
But it's good. It's interesting. It's dark. It's dark in some places. Like dark.
The animated.
The movie in general is dark in some places. It's good though. I liked it. I know it's maybe his last one, but I think it's my favorite out of the ones I've seen. I need to go back and watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be my favorite.
I like Porco Rosso.
I need to watch that one. I like Nausicaa of the Wind, people.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what the
Valley of the Wind?
Valley of the Wind, yeah. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. I like that one a lot. I keep seeing, what do you call it, pop up? Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, and I'm just like, do you want to be sad?
Yeah. It's good. It's a bummer.
I'm like, do you want to be sad? Because we can watch this movie and you can be fucking sad. Like, it's as sad as fucking Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, there's a whole, like, World War, if you want this trifecta of we have these books of, like, I was calling it the trifecta of World War II sadness. And it was, like, Mouse.
Oh,
and then They Called Us Enemy.
I don't know.
That's the George Takei one, where he was living in the camps.
Yeah.
And there's one other one. I forgot the other book that we did, but it was Lisa has them on her nightstand right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's just the fucking trilogy of fucking sad World War II stories. Maybe it was because there's 2 editions of Mouse.
Yeah.
I've seen what's the one with the family. I mean, I know they all have families. I'm the one, the Hamados. Is that what it is?
Oh, the Yamatos.
The Yamatos. Yeah. I've seen that.
I like that one. That one's sweet.
That one kind of.
It's his old sad at points.
You know what it is? It's like it's his family circle.
Yeah.
Is what it reminds me of. It's like little like vignettes and things, and like, but it's very much like his family circle. Like it's him doing a comic strip.
Yeah. The dad vignette where he's like the motorcycle Knight Rider guy.
Well, you know who's
my favorite.
You know who it is though, don't you? It's Jim Belushi.
Oh, is that who's doing the voice?
Yeah, it's Jim Belushi.
No shit. That's cool.
Dad.
That's cool.
Like I like the voice cast in his movies because they don't get like. They always go like you get people who expect will be in it, but sometimes they'll get somebody like I wouldn't expect Jim Belushi to be in a fucking Ghibli movie.
Yeah.
I read a book called I Was a Teenage Slasher. Okay. Stephen Graham Jones, the guy who did My Heart is a Chainsaw.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is a book he wrote in between, and so I read it really fast.
Yeah.
It was good. It's not my favorite. Okay. It's interesting. It tells the whole story from the slasher's point of view. Okay. So that was kind of interesting.
So every page said, fuck these kids?
No, because...
Fuck these horny kids?
So what happens is, they have it set up to where he's gonna get, like... He's gonna have an origin story, right? Uh-huh. And then what happens is the actual slasher comes in, but he gets killed, and that slasher's blood gets into him. And that's how he becomes... the slasher transfers into him that way.
So it's like a disease. He's got the slasher AIDS.
It's kind of like... Yeah. It's an interesting book, and it takes place in like '89, and like he's got AIDS. And at night when night hits, or like when the night hits, yeah, he's like ready to be a fucking slasher.
He's like a what's that? Like I like it because it's like a werewolf,
kind of werewolfy,
vampire-y.
Well, I was a teenage slasher rather than I was a teenage werewolf.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
It's interesting. It wasn't my favorite, because it was kind of like he got so far in the third book of the Indian Lake trilogy, and then he turned it into this story over here.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of this weird, like, if you read all three of those books first before you read this one.
Oh, it's like a companion book.
It is very much a companion. Like, I don't think on purpose, but like it is.
Yeah.
But Stephen Graham Jones, if you're not he writes great horror.
Yeah.
Really, really good horror.
I read that My Heart is a Chainsaw, or...
Oh, yeah.
I liked it.
Go to the next one. The next one's good, too. Don't Fear the Reaper.
It was a quick read. It was like, I expected it to be like a lot, like, kind of...
So, he's good. I like his writing a lot. The next two books are good, too. If you like that, he's got a bunch of other books.
You know, for spooky season, I should actually pick those up. Just to break away from what I'm reading.
Do it.
So there's a reason why I haven't been watching any TV or films or reading any books, and it's because I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh god!
Ba-ba-ba, da-da-da, just fucking cursing and jinxing people like crazy, dude. I fucking love that game. It's really good. So the first game I beat it. I only got maybe.
Are you playing it again? Is it your second go through?
So I played it as a Hufflepuff, and I got like maybe 60% of the stuff done, and I'm like, okay, cool. But then like every house has different levels of like game setup or like quests you could do. Hufflepuff has like it goes. Gryffindor has the most like game like quests you could do, and then it's Slytherin, it's Slytherin, and then it's Hufflepuff, and then Ravenclaw has like the least like story to it. So I figured, I want to.
So you're gonna go through all. You're trying to play all 4 houses.
Well, I want to see like what am I missing from my gameplay? So I'm doing Gryffindor right now, and
So did you? Because you're Hufflepuff, right? In general, like and if you were being sorted, Do they put the fucking hat on you when you play the game? And
they do.
It's all talking to you and like, I'm the fucking sorting hat.
But yeah, no, it hasn't. But then like it asks you, like, like I feel like a certain qualities out of you, and it has 4 choices, and you could. One's like bravery, one's like loyal, one's like.
Is it random
ambitious.
Or do you like do a test?
No, you get to pick whichever you want.
So, but do you know, since you know them all, do you know what the answer type is?
Or did you go online it's just a single question. It's like the hat's like, there's something about you. What is it? And then it pops up the 4 questions.
And then
if you know which one it is, that that's your house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then, or you could just say, no, fuck you, I want this house, and then you can just move on.
Oh, okay.
And so right now the story's it's funny because like there's like one major plot line. From the way I did Hufflepuff, it was very natural, and it was like, oh, this is crazy, this is really cool. But from like Gryffindor, it's like they have to kind of work around you get into that same plot line. And so the way they kind of write it, so like you kind of have to like do this one thing, and then like you get pulled into the quest line. And like it's interesting how like because you can't have the same interactions with the same locations.
Okay.
So I thought it was pretty cool. But like dude, but I played maybe over 100 hours with the Hufflepuff version, and I thought, oh yeah, I've done everything in the game possible. I'm good. When I did, when I started this Gryffindor, it's crazy because like I'm finding so much things that I had no idea existed that were in the game that I just never interacted with. I'm like the game is so massive. The map is so huge. It's a lot of fun. It's cool. I really enjoy it.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Forrest.
So next week we got a twofer. We're going to watch, for John Carpenter month, Escape from New York and Escape from L.A.
Both movies.
Both of them.
Where they're escaping to, out of both cities. Next week.
Well, that's going to do it for the episode this week. If you have any questions or comments, you can hit us up at our Instagram.
At YHBlankThat.
Or you can email us at yhblankthat@gmail.com.
Bye.
Bye.